Hi. Hello. Hi, rocket scientists. Magical. I hope. I don't know why you would be messing around with the other kind of science in 2025. I don't know why you would be doing any kind of science that's not magical science in 2025. I thought we were all on the same wavelength. I thought we all got it. I thought we all got that recent upgrade where we only do the version of science that's obviously very high levels of magic that brush up on the fact that science happens to exist, but we all know that science is like the logical version of what other people will tell you what to do, right? Like a lot of science is like, you gotta have somebody superior to you who's telling you what they already think is true. That's a lot of like traditional science. Hi. I don't know, my high energy, I was just burning sigils outside and it worked. I just got energy, you know? So, hello. I'm gonna brush my teeth. But yeah, I don't know. Did you guys forget to curse that enemy? You know, the real enemy out there? Do you have one you forgot to curse? One that would enjoy it a little bit? Not really, but like one that kind of needs that curse in them. One that knows what they were getting into out there. Good vibes, good vibes. Yeah, so if you forgot to like curse that enemy that you have, light them up, do what you gotta do. I don't know. Just go do it. They knew what they were doing. You know? They knew what they were doing. They still think it's not their own fault even though they intentionally did it. They knew what they were doing. So show them that they already knew what they were doing. Yeah, anyway, curse that enemy. Don't curse your twin flame, because if you have one, you're gonna share a chakra system, so you could both die. So don't do that. But instead, curse that enemy that you forgot to curse that you were already planning to. Just do it. They already know what they're doing, you know? Just get them out of here. So, yeah. Anyway, I was also thinking earlier, while burning magical sigils, I was thinking, guess what? What's the worst that could happen if you believed in something that wasn't real? It made you happy. It made you feel magical. It upgraded your importance in some way because you had to test out whether something was true. So I think like sometimes we're like, oh, well, this and this and this are not real, but this and this and this are real. And then it's like so black and white, but it's like, why don't you just allow yourself to believe in both till you prove to yourself one is or isn't real? There's too much gray area. Like people have to like, you gotta pretend things are true to get to the real information sometimes. And if something doesn't resonate for you but resonates for someone else, either one of you hasn't been exposed to that level of that category yet, or Or the other person still needs to pretend some things are true that they'll find out later are not like the advanced level of that information, but it is like the doorway to open it up further, right? So sometimes I think like when we think everything has to resonate for everybody, we all get lost. That's what I think. Anyway, I know I have to do something with my hair. It looks like I fell out of a volcano. I don't know where it went. Gone. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll read the chat in a second. I just have to like put on my glasses, otherwise I wouldn't even know that you're barely even there. I don't know where my hairbrush went. So many things happen. The unicorns probably stole it. I don't know. The tiny ones, you know, not the big ones. Like the like 2-inch tall ones. Yeah, those ones. Anyway. Oh, someone's following my Instagram. Nice, thank you. Thanks for saying I'm gorgeous. Someone said boobs. Boobs. I barely have boobs. I wouldn't know anything about that. Greetings from Switzerland. Wow. Thanks for being here from Switzerland. The place where Swiss cheese comes from, I guess. You're welcome for the lesson on brushing your teeth. I'm glad that you enjoyed how that works, you know. I do forget. Technically, I did just, like, cleanse my throat chakra with the idea of cursing somebody. Everything happens. Someone said, show me your white what? My teeth? I don't know what else. My eyes? My eyes are white. Not much is up, just this. I look like the girl from The Last of Us 2. I don't know what that is. Sounds like a movie about people dying. Thanks for saying I'm beautiful. Some heart emojis. Howdy. I don't have a hat, but like, what do people do? They like lift up the hat, right? Like, I don't know how it works, but you like tilt it up. Not that cool. My pupils are dilated. Guys, I have brown eyes. I was in the dark. I don't really know how it works. I know that like sometimes when you're in the dark, they're like a different size than when you're not. I have very dark eyes. So, I don't know. They just look how they look. Like they just, why did I not turn on the light before starting this? I am 22. Oh. Someone said, not this stink monster again. How are you not still banned? Whatever, 24 hours for you. I kind of have to pee, guys. You're going to a different room. We're not that close. You're going places, just not the same places as me, you know? Chill out here for like a minute. Did you miss me? Yeah, sorry for being gone for a minute. I'm back. Because, whoa, don't fall. Anyway, my hair is still a problem. I'm gonna go get my hairbrush, I'll be back. Oh, I live in Florida. Since I visited Utah and Arizona a few times, 11-hour flight. Whoa, I've never heard of that country. Zurich? What's Frankfurt? Are those countries? Stephen Collins says, don't expect people to accept you for who you are when you can't. That's true. It's true. Frankfurt is in Germany. Oh, okay. And Zurich is in Switzerland. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, how many new countries did the globe just like poop out that we don't know about? Like, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, I'm gonna get my hairbrush. I'll be back. Brushing my hair so miserably. Oh no! Oh no! It's okay, I'm gonna be a giant poof ball when I finally have it all brushed. Like a poodle, and it's all gonna be worth it. And then I'm going to put products in my hair and it's gonna be even more worth it. I'm gonna be like, this is so good, I can't believe that just happened. That's what we're gonna end up with at the level of. What's the gawk gawk noise? I don't know what that is. I think people still think I'm Nina Drama. Hello. I'm not her, but yeah. I don't know. What's up with you? Which is so crazy if you think about it. If people think that I'm somebody else, I could be out here like ruining their reputation. Because I'm weird. And people are gonna think that other people are weird if they think that I'm them, you know? Stephen Collins, you're in timeout. Wait, did I even put the wrong person in time? I put the wrong person in timeout. That's what happened, guys. Oops. I just hit you for real. Okay, whatever. I cannot be expected to use these buttons and use them correctly. One or the other. One or the other, okay? One or the other. Yeah, I know. The person above you was weird. Hi. Last time you were weird. I still remember you. Hiding you. I already remember you. So. Hello. Hello. I'm just not gonna say your end of what you're saying because last time you were kind of rude. So. It is what it is. You can still enjoy the live if you want. I am not in Miami. I kind of wish, because, well, I've only been to Miami one time, but the energy felt really good, and the lizards, so good. Spectacular. Like, I saw some of the best lizards, okay? I saw some of the best lizards there. Like, I was so surprised. Like, I was shocked. I was shocked by how good the lizards were, and they had such nice personalities. Like, the spirits were so nice of the lizards. Sounds weird, but it's true. They were so nice. Like, if lizards were people, they were good people, you know? So, I just enjoyed that. But those kinds of lizards, it's so funny, right? So, not to tell you where I am, but I'm hours upon hours away from Miami. But, although I'm in Florida, you know, but you want to know what? It's so funny because they're actually so much like further south, even though it's just hours of like a drive, right? So because they're further south, they get the good lizards and we get like the invasive, like the majority of lizards we get here, they're those invasive, boring ones. Like they're still okay. They're fine. They're just not the best I've seen. And I can't believe I have to settle for less when I look at lizards, and I can't have the bright, colorful, exotic lizards here, you know? Like it would be like wrong. But we still have invasive ones. It's like the only kind we really get here. Because all of the invasive ones eat the other ones. And so, yes, there are so many invasive yet dominant lizards where I live. And they're the ugly ones. And the so adorable, important ones are like in Miami. So, yeah. Thank you for saying I'm beautiful. Use hair oil. I had this one little bottle of hair oil, but I didn't use it because I had to, I'm so like, not like a plan ahead person that much. Like I'm kind of a like, whatever I do in the moment a lot. Especially when it comes to like, a lot of stuff. Like I'm a last minute, like, you know, thinker a lot of the time. Like if it's like a more of a structured thing, like I might forget about it, that kind of thing. So at the time when I purchased the hair oil, I don't know, it was something very exotic, and it was interesting. I'm sure it would work. Like I saw like before and after photos, I saw all that stuff of like people's results with it. So I was like, okay, like this is really good. It was also like expensive. Like for hair products, it was like $40 or something, right? Which I've only ever had like a few hair products that were like $40 or more. For some reason I have, which is so funny, because I would not spend that now, unless it's like record breaking, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I would spend that now, even if it were like amazing. Huh? Someone said use heroin. I'm gonna hide you because it's a weird thing to say. I don't think I know what you mean by that if you mean something more normal than what I think you mean. Someone said I thought you were talking about wizards. I could talk about wizards. We could talk about, but not right now, but we could. That could be a thing. It's just like, I don't know. I have to expand my personal direction of what I define a wizard as. Because I can learn about other people's definitions of this all I want. But my soul I have to get to the point where my soul is like, hey, like, I personally consider it a wizard if it's this, and anything outside of that, I don't personally consider a wizard. I haven't got to the point where my soul literally came to me and said, hey, like, we're gonna consider this a wizard, not this. You know, like, I can learn about other people's ways of differentiating that, but I want my own soul to be like, because there's so many, like, ways that can be interpreted, right? I want my own soul to be like, hey, this is a wizard. If it's not exactly this, it's not a wizard. So that's why I'm like hesitant to talk about like what I would define a wizard as, because I don't know yet. Oh, someone said lizards or wizards. I was talking about lizards before, and now I'm saying wizards. Wizards. I would want to be able to create the definition myself a little more before I want to stand firmly on this is what I believe. I don't know. I want to be very like I love being influenced by other people and being taught by other people, but before I say that I believe this like definition firmly, I want it to be something that I feel like I had a hand in like creating for myself, so that I know the outline before I'm like, this is a wizard, guys, and then later on, 3 months later, I'm like, no, actually this is a wizard, and I just told everyone this is a wizard, you know, like I want it to be like something that I can stand on in the future before I tell you that it is factual. I want to evolve myself a little more with that energy before I decide what I would influence you with. You know. But yeah, wizards are real. It's not that they aren't. It's not about that. It's just like, you know, at what point does something cross over into being a wizard? And at what point does it not? And what can be a wizard, just humans or others, you know? Like what, I haven't decided how I personally feel yet. But I do want to, like I do plan to. It's just knowing that I'm coming from the right place within myself before I even decide to learn about that in the exact way that I want to. Why is it so structured? I'm like, I have to do this, this, and that, and then I'm ready to know this, this, and that, and then it'll just happen. And then I'll already be able to differentiate it from this and that and that, but that's just gonna happen. Like, it's just gonna show up that I can suddenly differentiate them once I reach this level, but I'm not there. Like, that's like, it's weird. But I have to like fully do that myself before I'm like, you know, gonna share the extra credit, you know? What do I think about Europe and Germany? I don't know like a lot about Europe and Germany. I like any, it's like saying, what do you think about Earth? You know? It's like, yeah, like I do know about Earth, but I know about the good and the bad of Earth. So which direction do we even want to go? You know? What do I think about Europe and Germany? Well, I do have European, like English. Yeah, I don't know if Irish is European. I would not know. So, my geographical knowledge is at the level where other people could still tell me something is right or wrong, and I would believe them without like looking at a map. And then even if I looked at a map, I would still not know if I should just believe the person who told me that. So, yeah. So a lot of it, currently, I don't know, is Scotland English? I mean, not English, European. I think so. Okay, so like obviously the Scottish Highlands, I have a very high opinion of. I don't know really anything about Germany. Like I think I read the Diary of Anne Frank at some point, but that doesn't mean, I don't even know if that took place in Germany because I don't know anything about geography unless people tell me about it. And even then I don't believe them because I didn't like come up with it myself. So I'm not ready for the geographical questions. I have to do my own like internal map of how I feel about the globe first. You know, I'm not there yet. I just know that like the magical stuff is happening in this like Scottish Highlands a lot, but not all of it. Obviously there's magic here. I just know that there is magic there. I can just like sense it. But there's magic here, you know? You can create your own. So there's not like a reason to think it only happens in one place. Obviously a lot of magic happens in Asian countries. Just that I can sense, but I think a lot of other people can sense it. There's a lot of like leaked information. I don't know. Do I like The Lord of the Rings? Do I like The Lord of the Rings? The Lord of the Rings stresses me out. It causes me to have like magical ideas, but from a very stressed perspective. So like I can't really watch or be exposed to The Lord of the Rings without like being stressed about magic, even though I already know about magic. So it's not bad. I think they're very creative. I love how they can integrate like the elves and people and like the wars. Like I feel like there's a lot of like war energy around The Lord of the Rings. I just personally don't think it's necessary for me at the moment to like learn about it that much, unless I wanted to like create my own magical creatures essentially. Then I might like read up on that, see what energy there is that I'm missing out on before I like integrate that kind of like, I already create my own magical creatures. Like I'm out here making spirits, dude. I'm out here like, what would a chicken tender look like if it were combined with this other spirit? Like I'm like, and then like if it were like meshed together and an autonomous being on its own. Like I'm already like that, but I'm like, I would have to come from a like wanting to create my own things perspective if I really got exposed to like Lord of the Rings like that, I guess. Or Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was, I only saw like one episode. I just don't need to know about a lot of what happens in Game of Thrones, I think. I don't need to know about it. Because I guess it was like violent, but like in a weird way that like I just don't need to. It's like I already like don't need to be exposed to like certain energy that much. Which is funny. But it's true. Some energy would just be like more stressful than what I would get out of it. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. I don't know. Like if there's certain shows that are just like, that would be like unnecessarily stressful. Like I get there's like a storyline, but how am I gonna focus on the storyline when there's weird stuff going on? Disturbing stuff, like I wouldn't, you know. So, I don't know. I just feel like the boundaries were all wrong with Game of Thrones, and I could already sense that from like halfway across the globe or whatever, you know, like I don't need all that energy. No offense, if you like Game of Thrones, then I'm sure you're enjoying something there. I just didn't with the one episode I saw, so I just wasn't trying to be like all around that energy that much. Hi. Hello. Yes, right on time. Where is that hair product that I like? I'll be right back. Thank you for saying that I always look beautiful. Have I done my weekend homework? What day of the week is it? Sunday. Oh wait, I put that in the title. My weekend homework, I just burned some sigils outside. I'm not in school, so I don't have like a formal like teacher being like, you have to do this and that and that, and then I'm gonna look at it and decide if you were good enough. Like I kind of like feel weird about that, you know, but like whatever. Like I've just never had like a school teacher. Well, I guess I've had some that somewhat respected my perspectives. I've had school teachers. Like I had a school teacher, had like a parent-teacher meeting with my parents when I was little, and just tell them that I was unteachable. And that was her whole thing. She was like, this is just an unteachable child. It's never gonna work out. It's not my fault. Like, but I wasn't really doing anything wrong. I just didn't have glasses yet, so I couldn't see anything. So she thought that I just like didn't care. And that I was just like so dense that I was unteachable completely. But nobody decided that like maybe I just needed glasses, you know. Homeschool, yes. I was homeschooled for high school. And I guess you could say I'm like a self-homeschooling for college. Yeah, I don't know. I like to be educated on some stuff. I'm just like, how can I expand and be magical? You know? So, really? I don't know what the question was. Someone said, which part of YouTube I stumbled on? Honestly, I don't even know. I don't even know what kind of YouTube you stumbled on. I couldn't even categorize, to be fair. I'm just as lost as you are, but every day expand, okay? And if you want to be here, you want to be here. So. Wow, I do want to shave my arm, but things. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's weird that the world wants to like shave women. Shave women? I mean, shame women into shaving. Yeah, the world wants to shave women. It's so weird. Like, what's the obsession? Like, it is weird. It is weird, right? But at the same time, it's like I still even when I have a preference, I'm like, where does my preference come from, really? You know? And then even when I know for sure where my preference for myself comes from, I'm like, yeah, but like, was I influenced? Why is my preference that I do want to shave? But then I'm like, I'm too lazy. Like, how could I literally spend, like, I feel like hours. How could I spend hours doing something that is not fun? There has to be a magical purpose, or I cannot mentally do it, you know? Huh? Someone said she's a kid. I'm 22. Not a kid, but you know. But yeah, I don't know. If people are being weird, they're being weird though. Still, you know, I don't know. I do have an OF, but that doesn't mean that that's what this live is about. Does not mean that's what this live is about, so. I think it confuses people though. They're like, what are our boundaries supposed to be then? You know? Like, I think people are like, what is this? They've only seen something that was completely one thing or completely another thing, so they can't figure out what a crossover would be. You know? There's a hair on my hand and I couldn't. It's not there anymore though. I screamed at it and it left. Someone said a bastard man in the chat box. There probably is. There probably is. Doesn't that mean they don't know who their parents are or something crazy? I don't really know what a bastard is. What is it supposed to mean? Like, I don't think it means anything that interesting in 2025 though, right? But it just means they're crazy, right? They probably are crazy. Do I remember you? I don't know. Not really. Not in a defensive way. I just see like so many comments. I just see like infinite comments every day, so I don't mean it like I wouldn't want to, but I just don't remember you. Since you asked. I don't know. Someone said nice figure. Thanks. You know? Wow, my hair is so good now. Can you guys believe it? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's kind of good. Someone said block this bastard. Which one? Tell me how to block and I'll block them. Since people are bothering you guys. I just don't have mods. The only person I turned into a mod ran away and disappeared. Ran for the hills. I don't know. People will be like, I want to be a mod, I can't wait. And then they just either do something crazy or they run away. They're scared of what? Being a mod? Like, a hedgehog. A hedgehog? What about a hedgehog? I'm lost. Which is fine, I don't really want to be found. I'm just lost. She is for the streets. Oh, are you the bastard I have to block? Is that what this is? Are you the one harassing people in the chat? Okay, I will. 1 second. I totally forgot what he said too, and he retracted his message, but guess what? Just because you retracted your message doesn't mean I don't still have access to your profile to hide you from the chat. That's what happens. You know? Like, whatever you're saying, like, it probably didn't offend me that much, but also at the same time, it's like you could just choose to be respectful, like all of the normal people in the chat, because clearly they can do it. So there's not a good reason if you can't. Should we do makeup? I feel like we should do makeup, because I don't know. Where's my face thing? I'll be back. I don't know what happened to all my lipstick. I don't know if I threw it away. It might have all dried out or gotten used up completely. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to my lipstick. I had lipstick. The lipstick is gone. The lipstick jumped off a bridge. I don't know where it is. So oh my god. All of the issues with having a face. Like, literally, what do you mean I have eyebrows? My eyebrows are always weird because I try to forget as often as possible that they exist. But that doesn't always work. But I'm just putting like moisturizer on my face first. Because I don't know. The skin be drying for no reason. Like, I'm in Florida. There's excess humidity. There's no reason, right? Does humidity dry out the skin? Does it train it to need water and then it dries itself out? Probably not. I swear to you, I'm going so far into this direction, and I don't know what direction it is, but it's gonna be good. Because everything has to be good somehow. It's so weird to be in Florida and feel like I have to go somewhere more tropical because that is healthier. That is the healthier choice. My brain is like, I will never be healthy, like, so long as this is the only level of tropical that I even have. I have to go somewhere way more tropical. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, I am being drawn to, like, whatever the most tropical place on this planet is. What is it? What is it? I am drawn to a few things. I am drawn to wherever the most tropical place on this planet is, and then I am also drawn to the Scottish Highlands, but I cannot go there if I don't go to the most tropical place on the planet first because I need to replenish my DNA. Okay, I need to go to the most tropical place I can find, replenish my DNA, take a few years, and then I need to literally go into like the Scottish Highlands, find out what type of like magic there is that extends the length of a person's life. Okay, then I probably need to go back to wherever tropical is. I just don't know. That's literally what I need, except I don't have money to like fly anywhere or like move anywhere. And Florida's nice enough, okay? Like, I shouldn't be like greedy and need something else, right? But like obviously I need to update not just my DNA, but like my life experiences when I can. And find out whatever's blocking me from upgrading. Oh, also I want to like move to New York City, so even if I had the money, I would just like impulsively go there instead. And then I would need way more than that to like do what my soul is even calling me to do. Genuinely. If I had the money, I wouldn't even spend it on what my soul is like begging for. But that's because there's so many life experiences I haven't had, so I just want to go wherever the life experiences are, you know? Like, I'm 22, also I feel sort of like stuck at the physical location because of not having money yet. Because I don't even have a job, but I want to. I'm just getting rejected a lot, and I'm trying to find out why that's the phase of life that I'm currently in. You know? So, I'm trying to, like, combine all of the issues so that I can overcome them as one singular obstacle, and then only advance and upgrade from there. That's kind of the plan. And I don't know why my eyelashes grow in the wrong direction. It's kind of weird. Like, what am I supposed to get out of that? All of the magic in me and I still can't overcome that. I still have eyelashes that grow downwards instead of upwards. Like, I can't even... Well... Also, like... I can't get even that close to, like, my own energy as to fix it, like, permanently, because the closer I get to even looking at it in the mirror, the more, like, layers of discomfort I'm experiencing simultaneously. So I have a lot to work through, and that's why that part of my DNA is still activated. You know, kind of shows the baseline of my physical skills for overnight success. Not really working out, but hopefully long-term, still an option. I don't know. Long-term success. I just have to find out, like, what's in my way. A lot is in my way. How can an eyebrow hair grow that far above my eyebrow? Okay, I fixed it. Mostly. It's still there, but like not noticeable anymore. Anyway. Yep. Thank you for witnessing my embarrassing, humiliating human experience. Should I even put this on? Tarte Shape Tape? I feel like it's too full coverage. It's not what I need. I need something, but I don't need something so full coverage, right? I want to look more alive, not like I have something to hide. I'm gonna find my other options. Like, I feel like I just look dead. I think sometimes people's physical appearance is not relative to the collective, but relative to themselves. To the level that their own soul is currently at. Not relative to other people. Does that make sense? I'm like, based on the current energy that I need to look at my physical appearance and be like, to me, I look dead compared to what I could look like with myself. I'm like, it could feel this way, it could look this way, like, I could have this level of like tropical DNA activated. Somehow, I don't know what I mean, but I do feel like within my DNA there's things that need to be like activated that I'm still working on. So that's what I mean. So I can look at my appearance and say that I already know that for myself, I'm not here and here and here, that I already know that I have the capacity to reach. So it's like looking at like the roadmap of like, I still have this far to go, you know, like that kind of thing. It's not like other people look this way or that way. I'm like, I know that it would feel this way to face myself if I had already already overcome this or that or that. So, I'm not fully where I'm going, but I will be. I will be. Will be. Someone said I edge to your videos because it gives my PP comfort. You have a green profile picture, so I didn't want to have to hide you from the channel, but we are going there. It's too bad. I like seeing green profile pictures. They're more fun. but that was a lot to say. Oh, the whole phone's falling. The whole phone's falling. It was just too much information for this platform because the phone is falling. Is it gonna happen again? I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna fall again, but don't fall in love with me or something. I don't know. Sounds like you already are. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kidding. I don't know. I showed you your own reflection, didn't I? It's kind of a mess up here. You don't need to see all that. Well, I have to remove all like the peach fuzz from my face. Not this second because I don't care that much. You guys can look at me however. But I will be doing that in the future. You know, not that it's noticeable. Well, I don't think it is that much, but you know. I don't know what you're saying in the chat, guys. Probably something weird. Kind of looks like this. It looks less like my skin tone, but that's because I'm pink. If it were actually like, you know, when I'm not pink, it's the right skin tone, and it kind of neutralizes the pink because I wouldn't want to be pink anyway. I mean, personally, you know. But obviously, accept your natural skin tone. I'm not trying to say don't, you know, the world is how it is, but I feel like when I look the right amount tropical still, I don't know. It makes me like happy. I want to look like I was just getting a tan somewhere. That's what I want to look like. Also, makeup is magic. I don't care. Makeup is so magic. Because what do you even mean? What do you mean I can put on lipstick and only lipstick, then go to the mall and come home looking like I put on a full face of lipstick because a full face of makeup because other people saw the lipstick, assumed I must have been wearing more makeup, and then the placebo was literally them giving me the energy of this is somebody who has makeup on, so then my whole face will look like I just put on makeup, even though I didn't. And then it only lasts for that day, and then the next day I wake up normal again. I'm not kidding. Like, still, it's like a real thing. So, makeup is totally magic. Although it can't fix everything, because you can totally tell though when people are trying to fix more than they believe in with their magic, and then with their makeup, and then they have like 10 layers. You know? And you can just tell sometimes. But I don't want to like shame people, but I'm saying some people look like natural makeup would look good on them, and some people look like heavier makeup would be fine on them. I just don't think it's like for everybody. Maybe I'm mean. Maybe I'm really mean. I just think there's like a time and a place, that's all. I sound so mean. I'm so mean. I'm so mean. But you know what? I don't really care, because, oh no, I shared my opinion. Such a big deal. Like, I feel like it activates something in a person's DNA if they don't show their imperfections to other people. So then they actually have like less to overcome. But then it doesn't really work on their end because, see, I feel like I look better now than before I put anything on, but it still looks natural. I mean, yeah, my birthmarks are less visible, everything else. Like, I feel like my under eye circles are ideal right now. So, yeah. It just like evens things out more. Like, it's not even everywhere. Like, I didn't even put any like right here. I could. You can kind of see the difference, but like I just didn't. I don't know. I could. This part of my nose just doesn't even have anything on it. Like, yes, I do. I do. Links in the link tree. And if you know where a link tree goes, it goes in the description of a video. So, yeah. yeah, this is very like light coverage. It's also, because it's like Burt's Bees BB cream, it's also SPF 15. What's noni extract? That's what it has inside. Shade light medium, or light slash medium. I don't think they actually have very inclusive shades with this though, so it's not good in that department, but it smells pretty good. It's very natural. So I use what works for me, but I don't think this brand would be perfect for everybody because they're not, I think they only have like 3 shades, which obviously doesn't work for everybody. And if this is a light medium, then what's dark or what's light, you know what I mean? So it's like, they're not like, there's not only 3 shades of people on the planet, so obviously it doesn't work for everybody. They just happen to have my exact like skin tone that fits in, because I didn't put anything really on the neck, I don't think, so, you know, so it does blend in. So for me, this is actually like ideal because they happen to have my exact shade, which would be so hard for me to find in other brands as like a natural thing. But like for a lot of people, obviously the brand isn't gonna like make their exact skin tone. So yeah, not for everybody, but for some people definitely, because it does work. Anyway, then we have NYX, which I always thought it was so funny how it says NYX, you know, and like I just always thought that was funny. I just thought it was like cute, but they're both there, you know. Anyway, I literally am using my finger, which is not correct. You're supposed to have a brush, but like, what kind of brush am I gonna have? A paintbrush? As if I could keep track of makeup brushes and also have them washed. People are supposed to not only know if it's a makeup brush or a paintbrush, not have them all mixed together and use them for opposite purposes, and then they have to literally just do a lot. I don't know. They have to have a lot going on. They have to wash them after every use or something, or like once a week or something. I don't know. I wouldn't know. So I'm using my finger because the only makeup brushes you've ever seen me use, I can guarantee I've never washed in my life. But I have very good hygiene, so I've never gotten like any issues from it. Like I'm not gonna get like an eye whatever from it, because I mentally, I know that I'm a very clean person, so I don't have to worry about that, which is so funny. But it's an energy thing, you know, it's a vibe. It's a that's never happened in my life, so it's not gonna be happening today vibe. Sometimes you can continue who you've always been, even if it's an advantage that you shouldn't have. Like in this reality, you can be like, well, that's never happened, so there's absolutely no reason to think that it will happen. I'm just not gonna think about it a lot, and then the thing that I didn't want to have happen doesn't happen. Sometimes you're just on that higher timeline already and you just don't obsessively think about the negative timeline and it doesn't happen. You know? Sometimes. Anyway, I just use soap to like wash off the makeup on my hands. This is the finished look because, yeah, I do want to look natural, but I just want to be the better version of natural. Kind of wild, kind of funny, but like, not even lipstick. I don't really care about lipstick, honestly. I don't really care about mascara. It gets in the way. What do you mean I have to sit there and like scrub it off with a makeup wipe? And then pull out like 7 eyelashes and then be like, but I only had 25 eyelashes. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work out. It's like offensive. Okay. Actually, I think my eyelashes are fine. I've just seen people who are the same DNA combination as me have better eyelashes. Like, not in my family, but like other families, I've seen them have better eyelashes. So I was like, damn, so like I just didn't get the best of the best that's out there, you know? But it's fine. It's just like kind of funny. So, yeah. Anyway, I truly feel like I'm upgrading my soul by my voice cracking. That's how I'm upgrading my soul. That was not how the sentence was supposed to go, but I do still think it's true. I do still think it's true. But yeah, look at me. I look like I've experienced so many good vibes Like, I swear, I put on one product, I feel like I could take selfies. I feel like I could, like, just be, like, a pretty girl. I'm kidding, guys. Gender, subjective. You can be a pretty girl and also be any gender. It's a paradox. It's a paradox. It wasn't supposed to be that serious. You can be feminine or masculine and still identify as any gender. You could be so feminine and still see yourself as a masculine gender. Or you could see your gender as like a race car. Like, I don't care. Okay? We're inclusive over here. You could see your gender as a coconut. You can see your gender as shampoo. Okay? You can see your gender as like toothpaste. I don't care. You are welcome to do that. I mean, look, out there in the world, they don't even believe in gender, right? They don't even believe in like pronouns. So you can make your pronouns shampoo / conditioner, you know? You can do what you want. You can do what you want. Okay? You can have whatever pronouns you want because your gender is supposed to belong to you, not somebody else. It's not supposed to be something you can test positive for. It's your gender. It's what you identify as because that's who you believe that you are. It's also your choice. Who do you believe that you are? Who do you genuinely feel authentic as? Someone said chill out. Oh, the chat? Someone said give a shout out to me. No, I'm not going to. I'm trying to add racial slurs in there. But here's the deal. Here's the deal, person who wants me to say the N-word. First of all, I'm not going to. I am Latina. Here's the deal. I was definitely raised, okay, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you. Even if I did, that's not something you guys should cancel me for, but I won't. Because I have always been raised to believe that I am fully white passing. Or even like presenting as white. That's how I was raised to believe that I am. Okay? But my mom, who's full Colombian, is black presenting. Like, that's literally what people would assume, right? So, and my dad is Irish and English and fully white. So even if I said that, that's one generation above me in my bloodline, which I'm not going to say the word because, again, I was raised, I'm like out of breath. I was raised to see myself as like fully white presenting. So I do think that would be like somewhat inappropriate and not something I would do and not a word I've ever said. But even if I did, that's one generation above me in my bloodline. So it wouldn't be like the worst of the worst saying that. But I'm not going to say it, but like, you get what I'm saying. So even if I were somebody, a lot of people are socialized that way when their parents are that race, you know? Catherine says, can you shout out my name? Yes, Catherine. So, yeah. So yeah, technically if me or my siblings decided to say that word, like all my siblings that are related to my mom, not my step siblings, you get what I'm saying? Then it wouldn't be like, I don't know, guys. I don't know if it would be like I'm not gonna say it because I was never socialized that way. And because I always kind of felt like it's not like my struggle that I would be talking about, right? Because I was not raised to see myself like as if I wasn't like fully white presenting or like mostly white presenting, you know? So I don't like run around saying the N-word or anything. I've never done that. I've never even said it, so. People are saying they're Indian. That's nice. Yeah. I just always saw it as like not my personal story to tell, I guess, with race. So that's why when I think of like how do I identify as, I just saw myself as like, well, this is what I look like, so that's who I am. I never saw it as like categorized that much, I guess. Which might be weird because I think a lot of people have like the opposite story to tell for themselves. Catherine, I've already shouted out your name. I've already said Catherine a lot, and you keep asking again. So I'll shout you out, Catherine. Stop asking me to shout you out. What kind of shout out do you even want? Like, there's not much more to say to you, Catherine. There's not much more to say. Yeah, so. Yeah, but since I'm talking about like my mom being Black presenting, she was almost on the Cosby Show. She was almost like the little girl in the Cosby Show because she lived in New York and she was into acting at the time in the 80s or 90s, whatever, whenever that show started. So or whenever the little girl was cast in the show. So she was supposed to be the, they were down to like 3, like the final 3 people who could be cast as like the little girl in the Cosby Show. And then they decided to go with somebody with like a couple shades darker skin tone, like a few shades darker, but not by like a lot because she was almost cast. But you know what I'm saying? But they said they wanted somebody with more of a dark skin tone for that, so that's why. But a lot of people would definitely say my mom is Black presenting fully, so like that's what people would assume. Someone said, let me see your sleeve. My sleeve of my shirt? Someone said YouTube is turning into Instagram. How is YouTube turning into Instagram? I don't know how YouTube is turning into Instagram. I don't think it is, but if it did, I don't really care. Because as long as YouTube still exists, YouTube's like a whole planet to me. Like my higher self even just told me to say that YouTube is like a whole planet to me, genuinely. So. But YouTube is like weirdly second dimensional. And you can definitely feel that. Not the video, but like when you go into like the technical side of like behind the scenes YouTube, like it's very like second dimensional, like their perspective of their own creators is very second dimensional. Like I saw kind of like what their perspective was in like a magical way, but like they believe that like they are the ones who somehow like it's very like Cybermen and Doctor Who, like that's kind of what they believe a little bit. Like it's kind of weird. It was kind of weird. Like they think they're like channeling the ideas into you themselves, which is not true, but that's like what the behind the scenes of YouTube, the actual like mentality is. It's so weird. It's so weird. So it's like the weird like we kind of own you kind of thing. It's kind of creepy, but it's also like a platform that's so necessary to have. So yeah, I kind of need water. We're gonna go to the kitchen. Oh, we're space traveling, time traveling. Oh, we're traveling to another dimension. I don't know how you're gonna ever be fine. Yeah, see, look how good the makeup looks here. I'm not kidding. Compared to what I would normally look like in this room, and I have very light coverage on, so it shows that it's mostly a placebo. But it works. It's magical. It is kind of magical. Because, I don't know, in my opinion, I do look better with very light makeup on. In like a mostly natural way. That's kind of my current. Someone said, you support Bill Cosby? Since when? Obviously I don't, because I don't know all of his crimes, but isn't he literally either dead or in prison? As he should be? Obviously terrible person. Obviously terrible person. I just don't even know anything about his story, really, at all. So, I don't know what, but obviously terrible person, so. And also, again, like I was saying, my mom was almost on the Cosby Show. So, it's kind of almost like, divine intervention that it didn't happen, right? Because it, like, protects my mom and, like, my family tree, essentially, that she wasn't on the show, because who knows about that man, right? Obviously, if he's everything people said, then he's, like, the worst person on the planet. So, yeah. But obviously, I don't support terrible people. Like, actually terrible people. I don't support. Random comments. Someone said, if you need any medication, email them? I don't need that. I've never needed that. No, thank you. Shouldn't even be commenting that. Huh? Jewels, fish, and plants. You're telling me to remember somebody's name? I don't even know what that's about. You're gonna need to tell me what it's actually about. I'm gonna put you in timeout for 30 minutes while you can think about what you actually wanted to say and then say it the correct way. Damn. This is literally water from last night. I'm just gonna dump it out and then replace it. You're going in the microwave. It's your fault, and that's why you're gonna have to be cooked. There were no other options. That's what happens. If your phone battery is going to die, you can always come back later if you want to. Subscribe if you don't want to lose the channel then. And like, that way if you want to, you know, come back. Anyway, it was good to have you here. Someone said they're not gonna lie. And then said, what does that mean? Surprised synthesizer. So what? Is your soul like connected to the concept of magic, but you're going to be so surprised when you find out? Surprised synthesizer? Because you're supposed to be surprised, and that also connects to music, right? Someone said, haha, you missed what I said after that. What did you say? She's tripping? Is that all? Also, what do you do for a living? I'm looking for a job. So desperate for a job, I would take anything. Oh, a synthesizer is a piece of your equipment. Okay. Yeah, what I do for a living, I'm going to accept the first job that asks me to be their person. I don't know. Hopefully it goes well. Because I've been not paid before for like multiple months of work, so. Have you gone overboard on the makeup? Not needed. No sugar in my coffee, thank you. What? Someone said, have I ever gone overboard in the makeup? Yes. Not because I didn't want to, I just wanted to. Just your version of overboard is what I've definitely done. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. You said music equipment that takes audio signals and manipulates them into synthetic instrument sounds. There's something weird going on with the concept of music, though, which is why I'm so incredibly distant from it, because I do believe that my soul is like somewhat bonded to the concept of music. It's just that I'm like so distanced from it that it's like when I do learn about it, it has to be taught by me, like through me, and I have to fully like create my own version of it, because there's so many problems with what's currently out there. It's just like not fully authentic to the world, which is what I believe, you know. Someone said, LOL, you and I literally have the same hair texture. Are you mixed? Yes. Yes. You know? Haha, I got this out of the microwave from here. It's kind of far away. I just have long arms. I have long arms. Okay. I don't understand. Someone said, hi, host like Dane. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. You know what's so funny? Aren't you a parasite if you need to refer to something else as a host? Why is there a fly in my water? Ugh. But aren't you? Why is that literally a job position at restaurants? Was everybody so parasitic to me when they wanted me to be the host at restaurant jobs and wouldn't let me upgrade to anything else at all times, all the time? Every day? Were they? Definitely felt like it. Someone said, not necessarily. There are symbiotic relationships where both organisms benefit. Well, I don't know what all that is. I do, but isn't symbiotic just waiting for something worse to happen? Maybe not. You know what? I will pretend to believe in it. I don't know. I look at a symbiotic relationship and I'm like, who is getting hurt here? You know those birds that stand on top of the hippos? I'm like, one of you is getting hurt and I don't know which one it is. I'm stressed. I'm like, I know that one of you is getting so severely hurt by this and you don't even know. And like, neither of you know. And I don't know which one, but it could be either of you. And you're both going through something really bad. And I don't know which one. Like, that's how I look at an animal symbiotic relationship. I'm like, I know that one of you is being severely harmed right now. But I don't know which one. Because it could go either way. Someone said, birds go inside of the hippo's mouth and cleanse their teeth. That's crazy. But see, I know that like the benefit is that they have like clean teeth. But I am like, what if it accidentally eats the bird? What if the hippo accidentally eats the bird? And they both die. The beak is so pointy it like pierces all the organs. I'm like, absolutely not. Like, I could not. Also, me and no other restaurant employee ever had a symbiotic relationship. That person was parasitic to me, I can guarantee, in some way, right? There were too many negative restaurant scenarios that I was in, and I was like, I cannot have this experience. At all. What do you mean? If I ever met you in a restaurant, then I had a negative experience, I promise. If I did not know you before, and I met you in a restaurant, I had a negative experience. I don't know. Yeah. Birds watch for predators and hippos get cleaned by the birds. Isn't that gross, though? Imagine eating something somebody already ate off their teeth. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Making waves. Anyway. Yeah. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. And watching for predators, what if they get it wrong? What if the birds react like there's a predator and there's not one? What if they're like manipulative, you know? Like, I don't really like that. I don't really like the vibes. And what's the hippo gonna do? Defend the bird, or is the bird gonna get eaten? Like, what's the plan? The hippo is a predator of the bird. Like, I don't think it's funny. What do you mean you're gonna go inside its mouth and clean its teeth? Like, isn't that so irresponsible? Shouldn't there be better boundaries? Why do we not have boundaries? I cannot cope with those loose, weirdo boundaries. Someone said, I used to cook and would never date front of house. See, I don't really like restaurant lingo. I don't really like restaurant scenarios. I don't really like the weird ego of restaurants. The weird ego of management, the weird ego of literally every person who, obviously they have to get a job there. And I've had restaurant jobs, and I have to go get one probably. If one will even accept my application or look at it, because they're not looking at my application. They're ignoring my application. Okay, I don't like the ego, I don't like the favoritism. I don't like how this one time I was a server at Cheddar's, okay? You wanna know what? The other servers were like snorting stuff in the bathroom. Actually. They didn't even know what tables they had. I dropped a tray and got fired. But they kept those people, knowing that about them and knowing that it was a problem every single day. They loved that. That was their favorite. and other people were doing it. It was their favorite. They were like, we're all gonna be like favorites with that person. I dropped a tray and got fired. The kitchen cooked the food wrong. I told them. They blamed it on me. I proved that they were the one who was wrong. The manager took the side of the kitchen, gave me the new tray. I dropped the tray. And then I got fired. And they kept the people who they knew were snorting stuff in the bathroom every single day. They pretended I was worse than that. Actually. Okay. Like, whatever. I got out of there. I was too high vibrational for them. But, damn, I need to be on the same vibration as somebody. I gotta get a job. Anyway, I was like, I don't want to be around that anyway, so I'm glad I got fired. But I was like, I still can't believe that those are the people you're gonna keep, though. The manager was asking me about different crystals. Oh, like, what wrist should I have which crystal on? At the time, I, like, memorized all that, so I told her. She was, like, taking advice from me on that. And then she turned around, fired me, and kept the people who were, like, snorting stuff in the bathroom. I was like, the mindset here, I literally just, not only did I just help you, I didn't actually do anything wrong, I just accidentally dropped a tray. Which happens, okay? Oh, how do you want me to carry, like, 5, like, giant steaks? I'm kind of small. So, like, I was, like, and it was going to be fine. Because I was like, okay, like, the weight wasn't really the problem. I, like, accidentally, like, spun around too fast by a tiny bit. I didn't even really drop the tray. Like, the plates flew off the tray. I was a tiny bit too fast for them, and it wasn't going well. Wow, was I, like, shocked at who they decided to keep and who they didn't. Okay, so John says there's a frog species that have partnerships with huge spiders like tarantulas. They literally feel each other and know that they can live with each other. I love that. I like when animals do seemingly impossible things and it's, like, supposed to be mind-blowing to the people. Like, I think that's really cool when that happens. Someone said, hello from Bulgaria. Have you ever been in Bulgaria, or do you have a Bulgarian friend? I don't. I definitely went to elementary school with some people who were Bulgarian, but I don't have a Bulgarian friend. I've not been exposed to the culture. Yeah. Someone said people using hard drugs are most productive. No, I wouldn't say, well, maybe these people were on different stuff, because I would not describe them as productive. Like, they were always doing something, but it was weird. These servers didn't even know what tables, they had worked there for like 5 years or 10 years. They still didn't even know the table numbers because they were just on drugs the whole time. So they had not yet learned the table numbers. And how do they still have a job there? It was bad. It was weird. They wouldn't even know which tables were theirs. Like, so maybe productive, but giving drinks to the wrong tables every day. Giving drinks to tables that are not theirs, ignoring their whole table, like all the tables for the whole day. Like, how did they make $5 while they were there, you know? Like, productive. Doing things like pouring ketchup on the ground or something. Like, that's not productive, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care if they're constantly doing something. They could have just been fired at that point, you know? Someone said if you're not dropping plates, you're not a true server. Honestly. Huh? Someone said judging by the cabinetry. Those kind? She's from WA. Oh, I'm from Florida and I'm in Florida. My family built the house like generations ago, so it is how it is from back then. Maybe the cabinets were like redone at some point, maybe like 30 years ago or 20 years ago, I don't know. But you know, maybe not. So no, maybe these are original, I really don't know. But yeah, so maybe it's not like the current Florida standard, but it was at one point. So back in the olden days when there were like 15 houses in the the city or the county or whatever, you know, like the real, like, olden days. Frogs keep the insects away to protect the baby spiders, and the spiders keep the frog predators away. Nature is crazy. Ants know to create rafts made of themselves to save the colony. Yeah, you know what's funny? The part you said about ants, my dad's, like, seen that before. Like, he was telling me once, like, there was, like, a flood or something, and he saw, like, a ball of ants that was, like, giant, like huge, just, like, floating by. Like an ant raft they, like, made themselves. Surprised Synthesizer says, I need to use my sourdough starter. You have a sourdough starter? I've never made one, but yeah. I don't know, everybody's been obsessed with that lately. I feel like the whole world is like, sourdough, 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 like the programming is kicking in, I don't know. No, but sourdough is probably really fun to do, and I'm sure there's upgrades there, I just don't know about it, really, so, yeah. Haha. Yeah, you say that you were only 3,000 miles off with your guess of where I'm from. Hi. Punith says hi, cutie pie. Hello. Do you guys like my Star Wars cup? It's not actually mine, it's my dad's, but do you like it? It has vibes, you know? Every time I'm holding it, I'm like, why? I feel like Star Wars and Starbucks are the same thing, even though they're not. Like, not just that they're massive corporations, I just feel like they're, like, interrelated in some way I didn't know about. Weirdly. I feel like the fact they both say Star at the front is just a hint at it. But also, I don't know. My dad reminds me all the time that Heinz is this massive company. Well, not all the time, just, like, he has before. That Heinz is this giant company that owns, like, 8 million other companies and basically owns the whole world. And then I'm on TikTok, right? And people are like, Walmart owns the government. Walmart owns the president. And I'm like, honestly, I believe it. I believe all of it. Heinz and Walmart, they probably own each other, and then they own the entire planet. We're all just owned. We're all just slaves. Wanna know who our true owners are? I don't know. Take a DNA test and find out if it was Walmart or a ketchup company. You know? Someone said, what lighter do I pick? What lighter? Honestly, I like when a lighter is black, like, literally, you know? And I like when it's super, like, sparkly, like a sparkler, but it's still fire, obviously, like normal. I just like when it, like, is, like, sparky. I'm like, it's exciting. Why is it exciting? They're probably all like that, though, but I was like, that's exciting. Because I gotta light those sigils, you know? It's the only thing I'm lighting up. Sigils. With colorful markers. They get all spirally. You wouldn't even believe what they're about. Nobody would. Like, it's so good. It's so... I upgrade. I didn't even mean to say that. I just randomly said it. You know when you talk and then you don't even, like, realize what you said? That's what just happened. I said I upgrade. Which, honestly, I believe that. But, like, accidentally saying that is funny. When you're so animated, you accidentally say something, but then you're like, that's so true, and it, like, represents me. My nose is itchy. What the fuck? Do I know Samael's sigil? The Archangel? No, I don't remember all their sigils. At some point, like, I saw them, I just did not remember them because I don't remember. Like, I would just use a Google because a lot of information goes into my brain and leaves if I'm not, like, using it this second. But I respect and I fully support you if that's what you're using, you know? Like, I support you. Oh, he was an archangel before he was a prince of hell. Good for him. Good for him. Getting jobs in multiple fields, you know, he went to college for being an archangel, decided this isn't, like, my future timeline forever. Like, I know that I just got this degree because my parents thought it was a good idea. Then he decided to become the prince of hell, decided to study all of that, like, it's really good to have your foot in multiple doors. Like, don't put only one egg in every basket. You know, no matter what happens, if being the Prince of Hell does not work out, he can go back to being an archangel. Like, it's so good to have multiple streams of consciousness flowing within you. It's so good to have options. Ooh, thank you for liking my mug. Okay, John says, I said this before. You seem highly intelligent and easy to talk to and hang out with. Where are people like you in my area? People like me have been told growing up and throughout their entire life that if anybody in the room didn't have a soul or didn't matter, it was them. Literally in school, if somebody was hanging out with me, other people would comment and say, why are you hanging out with Celeste, right? I had a different name back then, but people would be like, why are you hanging out with Celeste? That's so weird. And I didn't even do anything. So, people like me are like, if we're by ourselves, we are happy to be by ourselves. You know? Yeah, so I don't know where the people like me are, but I think that the people like me are into magic and tarot cards. Even if they're starting out on their journey, the people like me are into the magical stuff. So, or extremely into like different fandoms, but mostly extremely into magic. Connect, go find them. Learn about some of that stuff so you guys have like something to talk about together. Or at like a coffee shop, you could probably find people like me. At one of those trampoline places with just like indoor trampolines, you can probably find somebody like me, because that's where I would go. At a museum, at like an art fair, at a place with a raffle selling art. I was the kid selling raffle tickets to people when I was like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like I was at the places where you sell raffle tickets to people, convincing old people to buy them, and it was working. People would like come get me and be like, you have to sell them raffle tickets because they're saying no to me and they're gonna say yes to you, and it worked. So I was always the one who could like convince them, even if they didn't want it, to buy the raffle tickets. That's where the people like me are. They're out there trying to sell raffle tickets to somebody at some art show, or they're entering in the raffle at some art show and they're winning the raffle. So I did that too. I won raffles. Or they're trying to read tarot cards. Okay, they're not sure how they feel about it, but they're reading tarot cards. They're either learning or they're like an expert and still confused. Because sometimes I'm like, do I even believe in what this says? Even though I like practice magic, I'm just like, sometimes the tarot cards are not convincing, you know? Someone said, we're highly empathetic to emotions. Sometimes I feel highly empathetic. Sometimes I'm like, why am I not more empathetic? It goes both ways. If you are on an extreme end of a spectrum, you're most likely dipping your toes into the other extreme sometimes, because like I think by nature a lot of things swing like a pendulum, so they're not only going to be one thing, they're also going to at some point be exposed to the complete opposite of it. You can't only be one thing without also being exposed to the complete opposite, or you don't know who your opposites are, right? You can't fully be something, like you're kind of in the middle unless you know who your opposite is, so that you can be the other one. Sounds weird. I look better outdoors. I think you're right. I probably do look better outdoors. And outdoors are nice. There's nothing wrong with being outdoors. Honestly, I kind of want to be outdoors. You want to come with me? 1 second. We're gonna do that for a second. It's kind of weird. I'm gonna put on my shoes, and then we're just gonna go outdoors, because I don't really care. Hi. 1 second.